trip for some reason. Maybe we've caught more than we have, or I think we have. Anything to add, hon?
You've done more breadcrumbs probably than you have video.
Those are a lot easier. Just shoot a few seconds of video and upload it, and you're done. None of the editing or anything else makes it a lot easier. And some of the stuff I have to edit twice so we can put it up privately to show the good stuff that we want to see, and then the other stuff that friends and family can access that is also public, and we don't want to give away too much personal information. I began to review our vacation footage to find that I had misplaced, that is to say lost, a micro SD card and a thumb drive with nearly everything we'd filmed from early in 2023 up to the point where we left the marina to sail across the lake for the first time. Here are a few photographs to fill in the gap. Well, it is Sunday, June 4th, 2023, just shy of 5 o'clock in the evening, and we just got off the fuel dock, got a little petrol, tried to get a pump out, initiating our sailing vacation in 2023, just one this year, but a long one. And we've got to come back midweek next week for a couple of repairs, but we're kind of tired of sitting around here. We've been here, Michelle thinks we've been here for 3 weeks. I've lost track. The boat's been in the water for at least 2, close to 3, maybe. Just got the mast stepped middle of last week. Got the last of the wiring done at the base of the mast. On Friday morning, and we're out of here. It is just after 7 o'clock on Monday, June 5th, 2023. Spent the night on the lake last night. Around duskish, we shut the engine down and just kind of drifted last night, with a watch on duty at all times, of course. But we were probably 17 miles off the Wisconsin shore, and obviously very calm this morning. Just warming the engine up, and we're going to keep heading towards Pentwater today, and hopefully get some wind we can sail in, since this is the first time we'll have ever sailed this boat. Brand new sails on board. Anyway, that's about all.
2023. We just passed the Welcome to Michigan sign on our way to Pentwater. A first for us. We're watching Jorge drive the boat. Never had an autopilot before, not on a boat. Had plenty on airplanes. A little breeze has kicked up. It hit about 10 knots, and I was getting really tempted to unfurl the sails, and it dropped back down to about 8. It's picking back up again. We're gnawing at the bit to do some sailing. Anyway, didn't do much filming yesterday. We were really scrambling to try to get underway. We just wanted to get out on the water. We've been here for over 2 weeks now. Boat's been in the water 2 weeks ago today. It went in. Didn't get the mast stepped until Wednesday of last week. They didn't finish wiring everything at the base of the mast until Friday. And so we've had a lot of stuff to do. It's been rather frenetic. A lot of the stuff we couldn't do until we got the boat mast up and everything. I got the rigging and all that taken care of while the mast was still down. All new running rigging, new halyards, the works. About the only thing I didn't replace is the stuff I forgot to take home and measure, and that was the lifts for the davits and the motor lift on the back. Every other line pretty much is brand new, including dock lines. So, and of course the standing rigging is brand new, and that had to be tuned, and having come apart before it left for transport. And well, anyway, long story short, we weren't really sure how everything went back together, and sure enough we missed a piece. So somebody had to go up the mast and correct that, which added probably an hour to, yeah,
4 hours.
Yeah, getting the mast stepped and getting all the rig tuned and everything. So yeah, I think we're about 4 hours at it that day. So anyway, hopefully this is all shakedown stuff. Well, not hopefully, it's almost certain that we're not going to have to do all that again next year. It'll go a lot smoother. But also we found that we've got some issues. I replaced the water pump impellers on both the generator and the engine. I'd like to know who in the hell designed the engine water pump impeller for this and the location of it. You got to disassemble everything under the sink in the master, or the, what do you want to call it? The master head.
Master head.
The impotent people head.
And you need to be about 3 feet tall.
Yeah, it'd be really helpful if you were no more than about 2.5 feet tall, weighed no more than about 25 pounds, and were shaped like a snake. Because it is almost impossible to get in there for a lard ass like me. So more than a couple of 4-letter words were shouted that day. But also did the water pump impeller on the generator. It leaked, so I pulled the plate off and got some gasket make material. A little paper gasket that came with it apparently wasn't working, so I did that and put it all back together, and it was still leaking, to my surprise, to discover that it was actually the pump itself that's leaking, not the water pump impeller plate. So anyway, they've got parts ordered, new pumps, and then in the meantime, the domestic water supply pump started making noises and diminished pressure and kind of surging, and so we are sure we have a problem there. So we're going to get that replaced before it fails completely. So I'm rambling now.
Engine?
What about it?
Idle.
Oh yeah, yeah. There goes the radio. So yeah, we've got it knocking at idle. This thing has been smooth as glass, even coming down the river after we launched the boat couple of weeks ago, and heading over to the gin pole, or the crane actually. They had to order a crane for this mast, but it was at the gin pole. Heading over there at idle and forward, there's all kinds of racket and vibration and everything going on. So the yard came over and looked at it. They're not familiar with the thrust bearing, but it seems to be happening at the thrust bearing. And they advised waiting until the boat was rigged and let it sit for a couple of days for everything to kind of settle back into its original shape. And indeed, right after we rigged it, it was actually better going back to our slip. And then yesterday, heading over to the fuel dock before we headed out, it was back to pretty much normal. It's pretty smooth. When I fired up the engine this morning, it's making all kinds of racket and vibrating again. So something's going on. So we knew we'd have some little issues. Electronics, our radar is kaput, apparently. They could not get that to work the other day. And admittedly, the guy working on it said, how old is this? And I said, well, I'm sure it's original to the boat. It's probably 15 years old. And he said, I don't even know how to work it. I've only been working on these things for 5 or 6 years. So he said, this is ancient. Yeah, it's not the only thing on the boat that's ancient. Anyway, that's enough. Oh, yeah, and we picked a lake crossing for our shakedown cruise. I'm the only one stupid enough to do that. So we'll hope everything else goes fairly well. Anyway, we got to be back by midweek, assuming all the parts come in so they can replace all those pumps. So we'll spend a night or two at anchor in Pentwater and head back across the lake. And hopefully get to do some sailing very soon. Okay.
So it is Monday, June 5th, and we are heading into Pentwater. Just entering the channel now. Very calm day. We've had to motor, but that's all right. We're here and it's a gorgeous day. So we've been coming by all of the pollen across the lake. It's just been littered with pollen. And unfortunately hazy from the smoke from Canada being on fire. It's for sale. I bet they want a mint. There's a sailboat going out. Hope they have better luck than we did, because we had no wind this morning.
It's breezier in here than it was out there.
Yeah, in fact, it's breezier in here than out on the Great Lake. lots of boats still on the hard.